Real estate has been defined by very many scholars, and among the prominent definitions of real estate is land and anything permanently fixed on it. Other people have looked at real estate as an industry. For example, we know that real estate has the traditional professions that were coming in, architects, engineers, surveyors, and we have the more modern professions of real estate, where we have the property managers, we have the agents, we have the facilities managers, we have the asset managers, we have the real estate financiers, to mention but a few. But many of these definitions, or many of the people who have defined real estate, are usually silent on the definition of real estate as a bundle of rights. Welcome to today's podcast, where we unpack everything you need to know about real estate as a bundle of rights. In this podcast, I bring you RSU, which means Registered Surveyor of Uganda, Mr. Racheal Mirembe, to unpack for us the real estate as a bundle of rights. Gracious, you're welcome to this podcast. Help our viewers understand what is real estate as a bundle of rights.
Thank you, Doctor. My name is Racheal Mirembe, as you mentioned, and I'm happy to be here and to give some of the things that I know, some of the little knowledge that I've acquired over time in my journey as a land surveyor. A real estate as a bundle of rights. Now, there are two things that make up the definition of real estate. One is real, and then two is estate.
Okay.
Real means something that is visible,
Tangible.
something that's tangible,
Yes.
something that you can see, you can touch, you can measure,
Yes.
you can feel.
Yes.
That is real. Then estate goes back to the legal rights over over a property. For example, we have legal rights which are registered and those which are not registered. So when you're defining real estate, you're not only defining the soil, the land, but you're also defining the interest that someone has in that land. Yes.
Thank you very much. You mentioned the interests, you mentioned the rights that someone has in this land.
Yes.
Could you break it down for us? Which rights are those? So that the person down, like the Baganda say, Omuntu wawansi, can understand it.
Okay, thank you very much. These rights associate with what we call the bundles of rights. There are ideally five bundles of rights. Although these days something can still be unpacked and developed.
Okay.
Someone may argue that there are 10, there are how many, but ideally there are 5.
Okay.
One of them is the right of possession. For you to say that I own land, you must possess it. So you should be able to possess this land. Then another right is right to use, right to control. You have a right to develop it, you have a right to keep it vacant, it is under your right, within the laws of the area. Then there is right to enjoy. You have a right to enjoy your property without anyone getting any restrictions. Then talking of restriction, you have a right to exclude. This is my land, I do not want so and so to step on it. You've seen most times people saying trespassers will be prosecuted or restricted entry.
Yes.
You see? So he's exercising that right. The owner is exercising the right of exclusion. Then the fifth is the right to dispose.
Okay.
You must be able to sell off the land. You must be able to give away the land. You must even gift. You have the right to gift the land as you so will. So those are the 5 bundles of right. Right to possess, to use, rights to enjoy, right to exclude, and rights to dispose.
Wow, interesting. Right.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Nuwagaba, when you look at Uganda, we have different land tenure systems, which I want you again also to tell us more about the different types of land tenure systems that we have in Uganda. But more importantly, how do these different tenure systems give us different bundle of rights? You know, we have so many people coming into land development, people selling land. There is this aspect of land banking that everyone wants to get in. And so everyone is rushing to buy land. But do we know which tenure we are buying? And do we know the rights that involved? After that, I'll ask you a question that gets now to value. But first, the tenure system and how the rights are involved in there.
Thank you very much, Doctor. You see, the tenure systems that we have in Uganda are originating from the Constitution.
Yes.
The 1995 Constitution.
Yes.
That vests ownership of land to the people, and those are the people of Uganda. And it vests ownership of this land in 4 forms.
Okay.
One of them is customary.
Okay.
Customary tenure system. Briefly, you can say communal ownership of land.
Okay.
Then the second is freehold.
Okay.
Freehold also involves ownership of land in perpetuity, means you're owning land forever and ever. Then the third is the Miro tenure system, which is also like freehold because you also own Miro interests forever. Then there is also leasehold. Leasehold is like panksa, like you own land for a specific period of time.
Yes.
And that lease term, when it expires, the land goes back to the original owner. Yeah. So all those are in the Land Act, and I think people should get interest, especially those who are dealing in land, to read, especially that section. I think it's part 2 of the Land Act.
Okay.
Where it first states people how people should hold land in Uganda, and it spreads very well the incidence of all those 4 tenure systems.
Okay.
Yeah, and now connecting it to our discussion now, the rights.
Yes.
Those tenure systems provide different rights.
Okay.
As we said, rights or bundles of rights, as they are 5 in number. For communal ownership of land, it may be hard for you to give you the 5th bundle of rights, which is disposing.
Yes.
Because when you sell, it means you have to consult the entire village. You have to consult the entire community.
That is for customary.
That's for customary. For freehold, incidentally, it's the one that gives the full bundles of rights. If the land or the land title is registered in your names as a freehold title, you have all rights to it. Because while processing that title, registering those interests, there is a condition that before these interests are registered, any person on that land, other than you, the applicant, should be compensated. So issues of saying maybe there is another third party on the land owning, they are not there in freehold. So freehold gives the full bundles of rights. Now, Miro, evidently, it's the only tenure system that recognizes ownership of land, different from ownership of developments on land.
Yes.
So it now acknowledges what we can call tenants.
Yes.
Two types of tenants, the lawful tenants and the bona fide.
The lawful tenant is the one with a title?
No. The lawful tenant is the occupant of the land.
Okay.
Whose occupancy is known by the landlord.
Thank you.
Then that's the lawful. Then the bona fide is the tenant whose formation of the 1995 constitution found him on the land, because now this is the time now land is being given back to the people in those 4 forms, and has been on that land 12 years before. So that means he has developed his livelihood. He has been on that land before the formation of the constitution of 1995. That's the bona fide. So Mairo now recognizes the developments, now the people who are on the land and the owner of the land differently. So you may be having land, like it's Mairo, it's on Mairo tenure, but you do not own what is developed on that land.
Okay.
See, so now it now limits you, the owner, the registered owner, bundles of bundles of enjoyment. You cannot enjoy the land because there is some tenant who is there. You cannot use the land. You cannot possess. Okay, and it also limits the rights for you to dispose of, because you cannot sell before you consult the tenant. So you see, that's where that's how unique Mairo is. Then lease, lease, as we said, it's like you're using someone's land for a specific period of time. The time the owner leases this property to you, that means he has given away interest of use and of enjoyment, okay, for that given period of time. Then you, the tenant, you cannot also sell, because you have limited what? Limited bundles. For you, yours is to enjoy, yours is to use only. You can also restrict. You can restrict. You can enjoy, you can use, you can possess, but you cannot dispose. Similarly, the landlord cannot dispose before notifying you. So that's how now the tenure systems connect into these interests or these rights. Yes.
Mr. Nuwamanya, you are talking or telling us things that are very, very important in this industry, if you're going to work in this industry. But I see so many land dealers. Do they really understand the rights that come with the different tenure systems? Is there a challenge there?
Definitely. I don't think most dealers understand these things. Because for them, when they see you on the land, and perhaps you have a title, and yes, they do not dig deep to see whether there are other interests which are on this land, and more so the unregistered interests, because what is registered you can easily run to land is MZOs, you get a search and you know there is a caveat, there is a mortgage, there is whatever it is, but those are registered. On the ground there are some interests which are not registered, like family property. You cannot know that this is a family property until you dug deep to know. And if it's family property, then all the family members must consent to whatever transaction you want to do on the land. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a challenge. Some of our people do not now go deep to find out how now these interests, especially the unregistered, you know, in dealing with this land, you know, how do we go about it?
And so because of that ignorance or that not digging deep, what are some of the common mistakes that Ugandans, land buyers usually get involved into when they ignore the rights that are attached to this particular land?
You see, real estate, as you mentioned, it's one of the capital intensive venture.
Yes.
If you're buying and selling land, so if you buy and you want to invest, and you've not done this enough due diligence, you're most likely to lose the money, you know. And these are the legal proceedings, courts, people run to court, you know, because of these things, which should be avoided. When you do due diligence and you find whose interests are and to what extent, then they can be, then you understand, you know, I can deal in this land in such and such a manner. But when you forego and you think someone who has a title is the owner, and then you go ahead, then you're most likely to fall into problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not everyone who has the title actually owns the land. See, recently there was someone whose brother left with the land to sell, and he traveled abroad. So they get a buyer who is now my client. So we do a search, everything is okay. Then we meet, and the client is ready to pay. I had already done a search. I knew the land details. We had done even boundary opening. Guess who comes with the title and the transfer documents? The brother. Whoa. So me, I address him as the owner. Let's say Stephen. I call him Stephen, and he say, "Ah, no, I'm not Stephen. I'm Timothy." I said, "But how? Where is your national ID?" He's Timothy. So where is Stephen? Say, Stephen in the UK. You know, he left me with this. He left me with this. But the land is not yours. You're not even supposed to. You don't have any right whatsoever. So in that case, I advised him to get powers, of Anthony, and then signed, and then they should be specific to know that this person is going to execute up to this level. Yes. And then the other person now picks up. So he got the powers and we registered them with the RSB, and then the transaction went. But an ignorant buyer can just say, the things are here. But the holder of these things is not the owner. Different. Might have stolen them from a brother. Yes. And then those are the court issues we hear about. Yeah.
Interesting. So when we talk about bundle of rights, I believe that it goes even beyond only the land. I happen to be a property manager, apart from being a real estate educator, and I manage many condominium properties around Kampala. And so I've realized that many people right now, the in thing is condo. Let me go buy a condominium in Naria, Chiwatule, Tinda. Everyone is going condo. If you don't have the condominium, you're not on Vogue. You're not the one. It's only condominiums. But when they're buying these condominiums, they forget about the bundle of rights. What happens with condominiums is you have the right to your own unit. Exactly. You even have a title, as a matter of fact. But then the external, outside your unit, it is communally owned. The staircases, the compound, the parking. So you cannot do everything that you want. You have a limitation. They will give you maybe one parking, and that is it. If you're found in the other person's parking, I manage condominiums. Then when they can be quarreling. Then on a Sunday evening, the children want to be children. And so they are playing in the compound and making some noise. To the children, it is okay to make the noise. But to the unit owner, who is maybe single, who has not even given birth to children, oh my God, they get onto the WhatsApp group. Whose kids are this making noise? You know? So I think the bundle of rights goes beyond only the land. I believe that in the industry, we've got to be careful. As long as you're dealing with property, real estate, we are saying it's no longer only the buildings, but the rights that come with it. Do you know that even in a condominium, you may not change the color of your front unit, because there are so many things. It's a communal thing, and we've got to be very, very careful. Now, as a real estate professional, you are a registered surveyor of Uganda. How should real estate professionals, and by professionals mean everyone, agents, valuers, developers, pay attention to property rights when advising clients or making investment decisions? How should professionals go about it?
First of all, I think professionals should first understand.
Yes.
Professionals should first understand that, you see, while you're valuing this land, it is not only the land that you're valuing. You're valuing other legal interests that are in this land.
Intangible,
yes, that you are valuing. So you must understand. And as I talked about the tenure systems, you must understand which tenure system am I operating on? Okay, because the same property on freehold does not necessarily fetch the same value on customary. Okay, because of those bundles, those interests, there are hidden interests which you may not verify while you're doing your work. So the professional has to be extra careful, has to dig deep the information, the search you do, and the boundary opening you do, and the evaluation report that you write is not enough. You need to go deep to understand how does this land come up. You know, how are these interests now going to be catered for? You know, and what purpose is this valuation? Let's talk about valuation. Say valuation for mortgage.
Yes.
You know, how different will it be from valuation for compensation?
Yes.
You know, so all those, because compensation you're displacing off someone. You know, so those parameters have to be clearly understood. Then you're measuring land, you're opening up boundaries.
Yeah.
But you've seen there is I don't want to call it a squatter, because a squatter is an ugly word. It means an illegal occupant of the land. That's a squatter. There is a tenant on the land. How do you go about this boundary opening of land that has a tenant, either bona fide or lawful? So it goes beyond the actual activity that we do, but also dig deep more information. That way we shall avoid these misguided information. You advise a client that the land is okay. There is a squatter. There are gardens. You found gardens. You don't know what has got them. You say the land is vacant. You know what is there. But their interest, you found a piece of land cultivated with gardens. So you must investigate, how has this garden come up? You found the trees, you found the banana plantation, and does not belong to the registered landowner. You know, you've gone to help a transaction on customary land, but this is now the head of the family selling. There are wives, or there is a wife and children. So how sensitive is that information in relation to these bundles of rights? So it's important for professionals to think when they are to give their guidance for investment. Yeah.
How about to the investors?
For investors, I think investors mostly, of course, there is a lot of work to be done.
Yes.
But investors should mostly rely on professionals.
Yeah.
Because an investor may not have all this time to read the Land Act, you know, to understand the incidence of freehold or customary or whichever form of tenure system is going to deal in. So that's why the investor should employ a professional, and a qualified professional to do all these things.
Professional.
Yes,
not the ones who call themselves what they are not.
No, qualified. And qualified, there are agencies which qualify the professionals.
Yes.
Yeah, for surveyors, there is a survey registration board. Okay, so if an investor is looking for a qualified surveyor, then he should contact the survey registration board or the institution of surveyors of Uganda. It can guide. The institutions are there. There are even lawyers. Lawyers, you can be guided, because not every lawyer is straight. There is a lawyer who would want to guide you in a transaction. The clauses in that agreement are biting you. So you get a genuine lawyer, then he'll be able to help you in understanding the terms of those contracts, especially the sales agreement. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Now, just I want to understand the rights more. You've said there's a right to own.
Yeah, right to own, right to possess.
Right to possess.
No, let's start with right to possess.
Right to possess, which is owning.
Right to use.
Right to use.
To use. Then there is right for exclusion.
Exclusion.
You have a right to exclude people.
Yes.
You can say restricted
don't
entry.
want
I don't
you.
want people here. Then there is right for enjoyment.
Yes.
Then there is right for disposal. Disposing, you can gift, you can give away.
I've seen friends, I've seen clients who get to a point where they have a certain piece of land.
Yes.
Probably they want to get water into that land, but for them to get water into that land, they'll have to kind of pass the pipes in another person's land, or electricity, or sometimes it's even a road. What would be your take on easements? Those are easements, if we could use the technical word, and rights or bundle of rights.
Now, as you go through real estate as a practice, there are some of the practices that override these rights. Let's start with the easement.
Okay.
These utility companies have rights.
Okay.
To use a portion of your land.
Okay.
When they are providing services to the people. Like water. You cannot stop water company from cutting a line through your land.
Really?
No, you can't.
Okay.
You don't have a right.
Okay.
You've seen telecommunication removing people's verandas down here in town.
And it really annoys me every time you've just put the remove.
They remove. They have that right because that's a utility company. Those are easements.
Okay.
So they override some of these rights. Then also when you mortgage your land, you've pledged your land to a lender, either the bank or money lender, whoever it is, for financial purposes. That means you've given away your right of dispossession, just in case you fail to pay. This lender will sell this land, and he has that right. So you've restricted yourself, or you've reduced yourself with that right. Okay?
Yes.
Now, when you lease, let's take an example of lease. When you let out your property, it means you've released some of the rights of enjoyment, right of use. So for you, you've remained as a landlord. For that period, you've leased the property. So the person can restrict, the tenant can restrict.
Okay.
He can enjoy.
Okay.
Can use the property. What he cannot do is dispose.
Yes.
For you keep with your property. You want to sell.
Yes.
That's when it comes back to you. But for enjoyment, until that term has expired, you have no right to enjoy. It's now in the hands of the tenant. Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Now, if there's one thing you would want property buyers and investors to understand about real estate ownership, what would it be as a parting word or remark?
Investors, I think one of the things that investors need to understand is that these rights somehow affect value.
Yes.
Because value of property goes hand in hand with the rights to use, to sell, to develop, and all that. So, and value in simple terms is the worthiness. The worthiness. I can give an example. The worthiness of something to satisfy your need is what will fetch value. Okay? So now there I will introduce something called utility, the ability of something to fulfill that need. So if you entered into an examination and you find instruction number 1 is use black pen to write your answers, and you do not have a black pen, and your neighbor has 3 black pens, he may charge you 20,000 for a pen. Could you forego an exam because of 20? No, you pay 20 and you write your exam, because at that time you have a lot of interest in this black pen for the session you're writing the examination. You can throw it away. Now the pen is 1,000 shillings. but you can pay 20. Another example is this camera, for example. This camera has no value to me. If you asked me how much worth it is, I can say maybe 50 or 20,000. Why? It has nothing to do with me. Even if you gave it to me, I don't know how to operate it. Okay? So it cannot satisfy any need. But the money behind the camera, this is his gold, like he holds it. So as long as something is able to satisfy your need, that means you have interest, a lot of interest in it. Now, if we bring it back to these bundles of rights, you see, where there are limited bundles of rights, then the value has reduced. Because now these bundles of rights tend to be shared between different people. Let's take an example of Mairo. There are interests or bundle of rights which the tenant is taking, and then the interest the landlord is taking. So it's good to understand which side is taking more rights. Freehold has all the bundles of rights, full bundles.
Yes.
So it could take much value.
Yes. And
unfortunately, some people do not know the difference between freehold and Mairo. When you get a freehold title, someone is able to say, this is a fake title. It has happened before.
Can you imagine?
It is a genuine title, but he refused to buy because, and it's a prime place in Entebbe. It's freehold. He said, I have never seen this title. This must be from NASA. And it took me a long time to explain, no, this is a different tenure system.
Yeah.
It has the same, in fact, this is better than
the
Mairo.
Best.
This is the best.
Yes.
And he refused. You see? So, so these are some of the challenges. Then, another thing I could say, maybe as a parting shot, is that investment, I think, is about cash flow.
Yes.
You put aside some money for it to multiply and start flowing, giving you more money.
Yes.
And it is not driven by emotions. Not at all. You see a deal, the brokers call you and say, this is a deal, please hurry, if you do not pay today, blah, 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 and you see it's a deal. By the time you see it, other 10, 20 people have seen it.
That's true.
Okay? So, take your time, understand, what am I buying?
Yes.
Minus the soil, the land that I'm seeing, minus the building, this structure. What else am I investing in this? Which other interests that are in this? So you do not be called away by emotion that I'm losing the deal. No, your money will die. You will go into court cases and you are able to have a dead investment.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Nuwamanya, gracious, for unpacking so very well the real estate as a bundle of rights. As a matter of fact, this is one thing that is never talked about. Everyone talks about land, the tangible, but rarely do we talk about real estate with the intangible rights. So are you a buyer there? Are you an investor? Are you a real estate professional? Please, next time, take note of the rights in the property, in the land that you want to buy, that you're interested in. For my friends who are interested in the condominiums, that's the new thing on the blog. Please understand what you're getting into, that all the common spaces are going to be shared. Gracious talked about using professionals. The investors, you may not have time to go through the whole Land Act, to go through all the rights, but invest in a professional. That's why they're there, and pay them well when they give you the information. Go and get a registered surveyor. Go and get a registered valuer. Go and get a registered property manager like Racheal, and we manage for you well. Until next time, bye-bye.